Welcome to Recap, where we break down our favorite movies and how they're made. My name is Deervolt, and today we're diving into Final Destination Bloodlines, the long-awaited return of the franchise that made you fear escalators, plane rides, and tanning beds. Before we unravel Death's latest design, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, or fate might just knock on your door next. So grab your popcorn and double check your surroundings, because this isn't just another Final Destination movie. This is blood, legacy, and the cruelest chain reaction yet. Final Destination Bloodlines isn't just another death-fueled sequel. It's a full-blown resurrection of the franchise, re-engineered for a new generation that grew up watching the originals through their fingers. After years of silence, this 2025 installment breathes new life and death into the series with a bold new twist. The victims this time aren't strangers. They're all part of the same cursed bloodline. And somehow, it works. Following a long tradition of horror reboots and revivals, Bloodlines manages to feel fresh without losing what made the original so iconic: creative kills, terrifying chain reactions, and the looming presence of fate itself. With slick visuals, darker themes, and some of the most grotesquely inventive deaths the franchise has ever dared to show, this movie doesn't just continue the saga, it evolves it. While it hit theaters with more buzz than any Final Destination film before, Bloodlines still shocked fans with how far it was willing to go. The kills are meaner, the setups are smarter, and the rules, let's just say they've changed. Whether you're a long-time fan or a curious newcomer, Bloodlines demands your full attention, because Death's game has never been deadlier. Before we dive into the dominoes of doom, let's break down what this movie is really about, and how it pulled off a comeback no one expected. Final Destination Bloodlines trades teenage coincidence for inherited consequence, exploring the idea that death isn't done with a family just because one member survives. It's a legacy of loss passed down through generations. And this time, it's personal, with setups that'll make you squirm and a level of brutality that rivals the series' most iconic moments. Bloodlines isn't just a return, it's a reckoning. Bloodlines didn't just revive the franchise, it rewrote the record books. As of the 21st of June 2025, the film has ranked in a staggering $277 million worldwide, making it the highest grossing entry in the series to date. With $133 million from the US and Canada and $143 million from international markets, it also scored the biggest opening weekend in franchise history, at least according to the Bloody Disgusting blog. On top of its financial success, the film received generally positive reviews from critics, becoming not only the best reviewed Final Destination film, but also the 9th highest grossing movie of 2025. Death has never been more profitable. Anyway, enough stats, let's jump into this movie. The movie starts with a couple driving. We're set in the 70s, I think, and this couple seems very happy, for now at least. Our couple arrives at a fancy new restaurant, and it's super high up in the sky. The girl is ecstatic, and I think the guy might propose. They make their way into the building, but not before seeing a kid stealing coins from a fountain. A security guard shouts at the kid, telling him that it's bad luck. This feels like a premonition. Inside the hotel, the couple waits outside an already packed elevator. The bellboy tells them to get on, and against their better judgment, they do. The elevator doors get stuck, and the bellboy has to quickly struggle to shut them. We're barely 3 minutes into this movie and there's unsettling events everywhere. I think that's the beauty of the Final Destination franchise. Anything can go wrong, there's always danger around every corner. It's anxiety-inducing and I love it. The elevator starts and this girl is so nervous, you'd swear her family was killed by a drunk elevator or something. The bellboy mentions that the building was done being built 5 months ahead of schedule. This makes the girl even more nervous. The elevator's floor is glass and this little brat of a kid keeps jumping and kicking the floor. You know what? I really think not enough kids in horror movies are getting drop kicked, but I regress. Our couple makes it to the top floor, but it seems that the restaurant is already overbooked and the reservation isn't valid. The old receptionist guy refuses to help them and just acts like an entitled Alfred douche. The couple goes to the bar and the girl keeps looking nervous. Does she know something we don't? She asks her boyfriend to grab them each a drink, but she gets sick and runs off. A crystal from the chandelier breaks loose and drops onto the glass floor, cracking it and setting up our big murder event. Our girl's name is Iris, and she reveals to the lounge singer that she is pregnant, which is great. Congrats. But why did she ask for champagne like 5 minutes ago? Anyway, We see the lounge singer has a son. This feels kind of important. Next, our couple makes it to the rooftop. The bratty kid is throwing coins off the roof, and a lady's hat gets blown off. Everything in this movie is just a setup to make us feel uncomfortable the whole time. I love it. The boyfriend proposes and now he's the fiancé. Iris reveals that she is pregnant and the fiancé is overjoyed. Shame. How sweet. Too bad everything's about to go to shit. The bratty kid throws a coin that perfectly parkours its way through the air vents, getting stuck in a fan blade. Is this movie bad luck or extremely good luck? Like, this is some dude perfect level trick shots. Everyone inside the restaurant is having a great time, dancing and stomping their hearts out to the hottest hits of the 70s. We see bolts pop out of the beam holding the restaurant up, and at the same time, the coin shoots out from the fan blade, puncturing a gas bottle. More bolts pop from the beam as people keep dancing. Iris makes her way off the dance floor just before the floor breaks, causing everyone to crash through the floor and 40 stories to their doom. Hectic. Like, the valets are chilling one moment and the next it's raining rich old people. What a horrible day at work. The fiancé is still alive, hanging on for his dear life. He's going to make it. JK, he slips and falls to his doom. The remaining customers run around in a panic, causing the chef to set an old lady on fire. I didn't realize old people were that flammable, but okay. The flaming lady runs into the path of the gas leakage and everything goes kaboom. The remaining survivors run for the stairs. The bratty kid pushes past everyone and makes it away safely before the stairs break behind him, causing everyone to fall to their deaths. Another group of survivors pile into the elevator, but it instantly snaps, crushing the old asshole receptionist just before everyone falls to their doom. As for Iris and everyone who has somehow managed to survive this far, they are thrown across the room as the entire restaurant shifts. The coin from before falls onto a piano. It shifts the weight just enough to tilt the piano over the edge, causing it to crash into a lady's face and through a window. Next, we see the bratty kid excitingly exiting the tower safely, and he gets hit by the piano. Karma is a bitch. The coin then smoothly rolls back into the fountain. End of the movie. Just kidding, we're only getting started. Iris saves the singer's son, but the entire tower collapses and they both fall to their doom. Or not? A girl wakes up screaming in the modern day. She is in university, at least for now. Apparently her grades have been dropping because she keeps having nightmares, or at least the same nightmare. Her dreams turn out to be about her grandmother, who is Iris. And guess what? Iris didn't die. I have so many questions. We need answers. The granddaughter goes home to her dad. Her parents are divorced. The granddaughter's name is Stephanie and she's on a quest to find out more about her grandmother and hopefully decipher her nightmares. Stephanie has a brother, Charlie. He seems like your average teen in a modern day movie. Nothing new, nothing different. The two siblings catch up and Steph tells Charlie about her nightmares and that she's on probation at school. We arrive at the cousin's house and we see the first and only actor I recognize in this movie. It's the Murphy guy from the 100. Jules blows off Steph and runs right to Charlie. Steph realizes that she is no longer important and she seems crushed about it. At least her aunt is excited to see her. Steph's uncle turns off the lawnmower and we pause on it for a little too long. Something feels off. I have a feeling someone's getting mowed down. I call it. Steph tells her aunt and uncle about her nightmares. The whole family shows up and Charlie tells everyone about his sister's nightmares. Geez, Charlie. The uncle explains that Granny Iris is insane and that she's the reason Steph's mom left. He wants Steph to stay away, but let's be honest, if she listened, the movie would have been over already. We cut to Steph driving somewhere. Where could she be going? Her gran perhaps? Yes. And her gran lives in the middle of nowhere. I know this because the movie had to show us an extremely long driving montage. Steph finally arrives at her gran's house, or should I say compound. Like, this looks like some Charles Manson apocalypse compound. I really love the vibe of this compound once the gates open up. Like, I could totally see a zombie attack or a weird monster uprising or something here. Anyway, just saying, nice compound. Steph meets her gran, who's been living alone in this little cottagecore hut. The fire extinguisher falls off and again, it feels like a setup. Steph and her gran catches up. How are you? How's your mom? Is the Grim Reaper hunting you down yet? The normal stuff, you know. The gran reveals the movie's plot. So apparently, she saw a vision of her own death, and she used that information to escape death itself. She also saved everyone at the restaurant, and they closed the restaurant after that. This pissed the Grim Reaper off. Not the restaurant part, no, he doesn't care about cheesy raviolis. No, Death is pissed about the people who didn't die. He's been hunting down everyone that was supposed to die and taking them and their kids out of the equation, Hitman Blood Money style. Granny Iris pretty much has a handbook on the Final Destination plot, and this should help Steph save the day. We hope. Steph runs away from Iris, and even though Iris can see what's about to happen, she runs after Steph and ends up being impaled by a metal rooster. Steph is bad luck. Cut to the funeral and everyone is kinda sad. Not really, but they're trying to be. Steph's mom shows up and seems kinda normal. She lives in an RV, but still. Steph gets emotional, throws a tantrum and storms off. Charlie tells her that she did the exact same thing as her mom. Steph gets a serious reality check. Turns out she did the exact same thing, leaving Charlie and her dad alone. Cut back to Steph at the house. She decides to read Iris's Final Destination handbook. And then we cut to the family cookout. The filmmakers make sure to show us all the things that could go wrong. Broken glass, gas fires, garden tools, and even a beer. We all know how murderous a beer can be. Steph's mom shows up and she brings peanut butter cookies. But turns out one of the cousins is deadly allergic to peanuts. This movie just keeps showing us hints of how people can die. I don't know if it's just making things better or worse as a viewer. It's like a shark movie, but there's no sharks. Just random household objects trying to kill you. After some deep convos with his sister, Uncle Howard gets convinced to go onto the trampoline. I liked Uncle Howard, but I guess it's time to say goodbye. The aunt saves the day by removing a sharp tool from under the trampoline, but in the process, the one cousin drops a beer, turning the hose on, leading it to knock over more garden tools. This is like the worst domino tower ever. Uncle Howard steps on a piece of glass, bounces backwards as the rake from before falls over, turning on the lawnmower and sending it driving straight into Uncle Howard's head. This gives him a gruesome fade that he won't be able to forget or remember, because he's dead. Cut to Steph explaining her Final Destination theory to her family. They think she's cooked. She explains that death is taking the kids of the survivors out in chronological order, starting with the older sibling and his family. So far this movie is actually a lot of fun. It's nothing Oscar worthy, but the movie knows exactly what it is and it's doing a great job at doing that. We cut to cousin Murphy piercing someone's tongue at the tattoo parlor. When he's done, the customer leaves and he locks up and starts cleaning. Again, the movie shows us a bunch of flammable liquids and sharp objects, pretty much just making us feel like an anxious mom where everything can hurt and go wrong. Murph switches his playlist from hardcore grungy metal music to a sad Celine Dion type playlist as he tattoos the word dad onto his forearm. Shame, I feel bad for this poor guy. The movie, however, does not. Things get knocked over and our bad luck events start unraveling. The chain on the chandelier fan thingy unhooks and perfectly clips onto Murph's septum piercing. He climbs onto a chair and in an attempt to unhook it, accidentally knocks a lamp over. This sets the disinfectant on fire. Finally, Murph unclips the chain from his piercing, only to crash into the shards of glass and flames below him. As flames engulf the tattoo shop, we cut to Steph waking Charlie up to go looking for Murph. They go on a drive and almost run Murph over. He's alive and only has a minor burn. Murph makes a joke and almost gets hit by a car, but he doesn't, and in this movie, that makes him a lucky guy. For now at least. Steph predicts a bunch of things that can go wrong. Murph continues to mock her and again comes off very lucky, with nothing bad happening to him. His sister, however, not so lucky. All the events that Steph explained unfolds and the lady cousin gets taken out by the garbage truck. She gets knocked over by a soccer ball, falls into the trash can, and then the truck picks the can up and throws her into the back. It was hilarious. Murph, Charlie and Steph run after the truck to try and stop it before it crushes the lady cousin. But the truck driver is too busy tindering while listening to our Lord and Savior Katy Perry to notice. Cousin Julia's head gets squashed and just like that we have another gruesome kill. We're going to have to censor this one for sure. Cut back to the family having their daily funeral it seems. Everyone finally believes Steph. In a hilarious turn of events, it is revealed that Murph isn't Uncle Howard's real son. Turns out the mom cheated on him and Murph was born. That's why Murph is alive. He's not related to Granny Iris at all. Charlie reveals to everyone that Steph can pretty much see the Grim Reaper's next move or something. She said it has to do with math. Pfft, sure, nerd. Everyone decides to go looking for another survivor listed in Iris's book. After a brief road trip montage, they find the other survivor, JB. Turns out he's the kid from the opening scene. JB is also played by the Candyman actor Tony Todd, who has also appeared in almost every single Final Destination movie. Sadly, Tony Todd passed away in 2024, making Bloodlines one of the last projects he ever worked on. Rest in peace, you absolute legend. Anyway, he explains to Steph and the gang that the only ways to survive is 1. Killing someone, or 2. Dying and then being brought back to life. Like the girl from the last movie. Geez, they should have just binged the Final Destination franchise and they would have known what's up. Moving on. Murph decides that he needs to kill his brother and bring him back to life in order to save him. Okay then. They go looking for peanuts and they find some, but not before almost getting crushed by the vending machine. And another funny moment is when the cousin says that he doesn't want to go out on lightly salted peanuts. He wants the peanut butter cups instead. They get the nutty snack and go into an empty room. Somehow from the door closing, a clipboard falls onto the keyboard and that starts up an MRI machine. Not good. But also again, Final Destination is kind of just like Death doing a trick shot video. Cousin Bobby eats the peanut butter cup and starts having an allergic attack. Meanwhile, the MRI machine is powering up all the way. I mean to the point where it rips Murph's phone from his hand, followed by all his piercings. And I mean all of them. Finally, Murph gets hit by a wheelchair, pushing him into the MRI machine and ultimately snapping him in half, leaving his body in the goriest yoga pose ever. As for cousin Bobby, he crawls over to his EpiPen just in time to inject it. As he gets up, a nurse opens the door, causing the MRI machine to suck a spring right out of the vending machine and into Bobby's head. Damn. I know we just got 2 epic kills, but I really liked Murph and Bobby. They will be missed. Everyone else is kinda boring. Cut to Charlie, Steph and their mom outside the hospital. They decide that the safest option is to go hermit in Granny Iris's cabin. Road trip time. Also, we see the coin from before being picked up by an old lady. I have a bad feeling about this. Old people and money is never good. I'm kidding. Oh well, back to the road trip. Our final family arrives at the compound. It has seen some better days. They decide to ram the gate and surprisingly, no one dies. Yet. Steph's safety belt is stuck, but she tells her mom and Charlie to leave her and get into the cabin. Meanwhile, random sparks have started a fire and the wind knocks plants down, causing another gas bottle to break. Put A and B together and the entire cabin explodes. This sends Charlie and the mom flying while flipping the RV with Steph inside it into a pond. Okay. Theory time. So many fires in this movie has happened because of gas stoves. Is this just propaganda by the electrical stove monopoly? I'm just saying. Anyway, the mom gets her head crushed by a random pole or something. Charlie tries to save Steph, but then drops the knife and ends up cutting his own finger. Good lord, this kid has a good heart, but he is a complete useless dumbass. Steph passes out and we cut to black. Is she dead? Is it all over? No. Charlie revives her with CPR. He is not useless after all. The day is saved. Charlie says that she died and he brought her back. The curse is over. Cut forward into the future and Charlie is getting ready for prom. Everything is good and everyone is happy. Charlie and Steph shows up at Jenny's house. Jenny is Charlie's date. Meanwhile, the old lady that picked up our coin drops it while buying lemonade from a little girl. The coin rolls and tumbles for a really long time and then finally gets stuck in the train tracks, causing it to not do train track things. Cut back to Steph and Charlie chatting to Jenny's dad. He's a doctor and he breaks the news to them that Steph was never dead. Big whoops, the curse persists. We see a train derailing and mowing down all of the houses, practically chasing down Steph and Charlie. Just when they think they are safe, a bunch of wooden poles are launched from the train, turning their heads into roadkill. And the end. Roll the credits, no post-credit scenes in this movie. Just an important message. Never carry change. Coins kill people. So, is Final Destination Bloodlines a flawless horror movie? Not exactly, but does it crank up the tension, deliver some of the most brutal kills in the series, and breathe new life into a franchise that's been dormant for over a decade? Absolutely. This isn't just a sequel, it's a sharp, stylish reinvention that respects the formula while pushing the boundaries. A lot of people make fun of this franchise, and I've even heard a lot of negative reviews for this movie. But personally, I loved it. From the creative kills to the amusing gore, it did exactly what you'd expect from a Final Destination movie, and it did it well. As far as the rating goes, we give Final Destination Bloodlines an impressive 8.5 nerdy mathematician Grim Reapers out of 10. Visually, Bloodlines is polished, fast-paced, and unrelenting. The death scenes are intricate, unpredictable, and laced with that classic anxiety fans love, but with a meaner edge. Add in the generational curse twist, and you've got a fresh reason to keep watching. And keep guessing who's next. Whether you're here for nostalgia, or just want to see how far the deaths can go this time, Final Destination Bloodline delivers. And if this is the start of a new era for the franchise, count us in for the long haul. So, what did you think? Is death done evolving, or is this just the beginning? Let us know in the comments and drop your pick for what we should recap next. And if you want more movie breakdowns, make sure to like, subscribe, and absolutely body slam that bell icon so that you don't miss any future episodes. Stay alert, and remember, you can't cheat death, but hey, you can maybe delay it with some bubble wrap. Until next time, I'm Diavolt, and this has been Recap.